I'm here at the Wellspring Valley with Tammy Gingro on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in springtime. It's cool. We just had wonderful rain yesterday, and we're here to plant seeds of intention on many levels. And if you had joined earlier and did the yoga, you probably are already quite rooted and grounded through the transformational elemental yoga practice that Tammy did with us. And I'm going to take it a little bit further. So we explore the elements a little bit more, and we're going to do that by coming up through the chakras, and it's almost a distillation process of our fluids. We will use the breath of fire. And if you're not familiar with breath of fire, let me just say that the breath is even inhale and exhale. A lot of times when you're first starting, you think you have to go a little bit stronger on that exhale, but it's you can place your hands on your belly to practice it for a second. It's always in through the nose and out through the nose. And it's like this. So you're really pumping that navel point. And one of the things that occurs with that pump, the navel point, is it's like a bellows. And most people aren't familiar. Many people think the third chakra is simply at the solar plexus, but there is a lower part of the third chakra that is the yin, and it is the will center also. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But this is our core strength here in our will essence. And it is from here that the power to raise the Kundalini comes. Now, the Kundalini is this wonderful, some people say the translation is the hair of the beloved, because when we allow it to return upwards and back down again through the Ida and Pingala and that spiral of energy up and down, we are activating the tree of life. We are setting our roots down deep, deep into the earth, into the core of Divine Mother, the heart of the Mother, that liquid crystal core. And you and I are liquid crystals also. The electrical flow through our bodies literally travels through the fluids, through the liquid, within the fascia, within the tissue. Now, I have to be a little bit more comfortable with my left hip and leg, so I often put a little, uh, just a slight blanket underneath that, and then I open up my legs even more wider, like pull them out, and really feel your bottom on the ground and send that root down deep, deep, deep into the earth. Always starting with the root, starting with the container, the earth element in the root. And the deity is associated with the root element, the root chakra, excuse me, the earth element, not necessarily, but because it is associated with the root and our connection to the earth. uh, Isis is often connected with that root chakra, and you're going to meet her a little bit more later on during the meditation. So just rock a little bit here, really feel your sitting bones and set your roots down. And you can turn your hand over too and push down into your knees to further open up that a little bit more. And then let's just rock back, sort of like a modified cat how we call it camel ride, and open the chest and exhale back around, open. As you inhale, come forward and exhale back, in, out, in, out. And as we do our breathing, set the intention to inspire, inhale into the center, into your core, and exhale and expand your mass and your matter out into your field. And when we do holding postures, then because your mass is literally, you're lighter, you've folded gravity, you're moving it out into your field. And so exhale out, inhale in, exhale out. And do that now with grounding deep, but also just take a moment and go into your crown and lift your spine as if you have a string lifting you up. Lift you up, your pelvic basket off of your female bones. Lift, lift, lift. You can use your hands. I use a lot of leverage. And you can use your hands to help you lift, lift, lift. You can put them in your groin even, like make little fists. And lift, lift, lift. Up to the heavens. And exhale down into the earth, rooting down. Inhale up, 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 lift, 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 up to the heavens. And then inhale, earth and sky at the same time into the heart center. Relax your hands. And drop back down into your root, into your pelvis, into that pelvic basket, your container. Your container sometimes falls over. And, you know, this container of ours is like the holy grail. It is the cauldron of life. And within that cauldron are the waters of life. So let's just do a little Sufi grind and start to swirl those waters as we come into the second chakra and the water element. Hathor sometimes is associated with this second chakra from the Netaru, the Egyptian shamanic alchemy. Use your breath. Inhale back, exhale forward, and imagine that you're stirring those waters of life. And then pause and change direction. Inhale back, exhale forward. Only go as far as you're comfortable. I mean, there's some people who put their nose almost on the floor in this position, and God bless them. But it's not necessary to get that opening of the pelvis. Now, we're going to pause for a moment. Again, lift up, lift, lift, lift. And exhale and pause and just feel what that's like to have your cup starting to overflow. As we come into the navel center, which is 3 fingers below the belly button, but because there's a belt channel that comes around, and take your hands with your thumbs in the front and your fingertips touching on your spine. And that's L2, lumbar 2 and 3. It's a point called the gate of life, Ming Men. And it drops down, this belt drops down to the dantian, the sea of chi, 3 fingers below the belly button, which is the navel point or the wheel center. And from here, That point is about a third of the way in from the front and 2/3 of the way in from the back. So now we're going to continue to rock, but we're going to do it up a little higher. We're not going to go deep like we were like that from the groin and the hips. We're going to do it just in the middle. And it's a little hard with your hands like this. So bring them around the front and take your fingertips back to the pads of your hands and place your thumbs together and put them in the belly button and drop your hand so that the knuckle of your index finger is touching, and that's where your dantian is. And so now let's just do that little bit roll and swirl, because here's where the water begins to meet the fire, the third chakra. It goes from the navel point up to the solar plexus and then change directions. This is what we call the spark of life, the water activated and warmed by that fire. Oh, inhale and exhale and stir those waters more and start to feel them coming up. And let's warm those waters up. Now just pause for a moment. Maybe rock forward and back a little bit. And then pause. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw drop. But the most important thing you're going to do here is close your bottom. Put a plug in it so your energy doesn't drain out through the bottom. Imagine it as and just a slight, it's not like pulling more on. If you've done any Kundalini yoga, we will do where we really pull it in and up, and we'll close the vagina and anus, and the guys pull their testicles in and up, and that bottom really lifts us up. But right now, we're just gonna close it. Just keep a nice little just a tiny bit of tension there. Because when we do breath of fire, and this is rarely taught, but when we do breath of fire, that action, those bellows of that fiery ember are going to be gathered at the root of the spine. So the whole time we're doing breath of fire, we are gathering that energy so that we can lift it up and bring it up through all of the chakras and distill our essence. So again, if you need to pause and shake your fingers out for a minute, then place them back on the pads of the hands, thumb into the navel point, and let us begin breath of fire. Inhale, pull up on the bond, pull it up, bring it up, but only up to the solar plexus now. And exhale. Again, it's going to be like almost like a waterfall going back down to be gathered and consolidated as we build this even more. And the thumbs touch, fingers are on the pads, but you don't actually touch the solar plexus. Arms are parallel to the ground. They're right in front of the solar ego forces, the masculine fire of directed will. The yin at the dantian is more the will that can't be willed, the divine will. And again, we're going to build with breath of fire, and then we'll lift it up to the heart space. So here's where the water and the fire meet. And you might even imagine as you're doing this, like that hiss and spit and the steam that's starting to rise as the water mixes with the fire. And inhale to begin. focus can be on the tip of the nose, or third eye. But I think it's better with the tip. You're looking down, your focus is down here to start with. Like that energy. And lift it up. Move on. Lift, lift, lift it up to the heart chakra. Heart center, hands open into another healing mudra. Breathe. And imagine that sacred heart fire, that transformational fire of love and healing. And allow the fire of the solar, the sun, meet the heart center's fire of love. Keep your bottom closed. If you've forgotten to sort of rock back maybe a little bit and close her up. And let's begin here at the heart chakra, where fire meets air. Steam is rising. And inhale, bring your hands to your shoulders and lift, 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 lift. And exhale like a waterfall. It's going back down, just like a distiller. Maybe circle your shoulders just a little bit as we come into the throat chakra. Connect with the lungs and that air element. And then just twist a little bit side to side, continuing to loosen that diaphragm and root down. Inhale left, exhale right. And any turbid fluids that are full of debris and toxins, we're just going to use the point at the top of the shoulders here to let that go as we turn the steam into vapor, okay? So we're ready for the next, for the throat, and we're going to bring it. Wait, I need to loosen my scarf. Give the throat some space for our communication within ourselves, even from upper to lower and back again, as well as to others. So here we go. Inhale to begin. See the vapor form. And as pure fluids lifting up into the head, to the third eye. Lift it, pull it up, up, up. Focus on the third eye. Anything harmful, just sending it into God's hands for transformation. And the good, beautiful, wonderful energy of your essence coming up to your third eye is take your hands and place them on your brows. And breathe. Breathe into it. And if you like, you can do your thumbs together and make the Vesica Pisces kind of, so you're actually, I'm sorry, your thumbs are alongside your index finger and your index finger is on the brow, but you can kind of see through that Vesica Pisces where yin and yang come together and we're back into that creative womb space. And now we're moving away from the elements that make us up into the etheric body, the ether holding all of our wisdom, all that has been, and all that will become. It also connects with that realm of potential, that void or vacuum that is infinite possibilities as yet to manifest. And set the intent to open up that third eye and purify even more. Breath of fire, inhale to begin. Inhale, pull up, bring it up into the crown, and wide fingers pull the cranial bones apart, and imagine that 1,000-petal lotus opening, opening, opening. Inhale and exhale out into your field. Inhale, gather in, connecting heaven and earth. Exhale, radiate out as we move into our etheric body from the crown, that connection to spirit, out into our radiant body. And we're going to place those fingers back on the palms of our hands. Our thumbs are going to be facing each other. Our arms are at 45 degrees. And we're going to begin to connect the crown with the eighth chakra, the vortex or portal that connects us with our higher interest self and ultimately our soul. Ready to begin? Inhale. Focuses on the tip of the nose or third eye. Inhale, bring your thumbs together overhead. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, 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 lift. Open your fingers wide. Stretch up to the heavens. Stretch, stretch, stretch up and connect with your interest self, that part of you that's like a messenger to your soul. And call on your soul. And even beyond to your spirit, that divine aspect of self, that big ass self. And then sweeping your arms down, bring that down and around you. It's like an upside down heart. It's going to come in at the hips, meet at the dantian, come up and form another heart as we connect with our radiant body, and then down into the earth, another upside down heart to connect with the subtle body, and then our body elemental, that overlighting diva of all our elements. And just place your hands over your belly and imagine that gem within the dantian just shining radiant from your work and your fluids and liquid, and you are liquid and flexible and ready for this journey, this meditation under the Sphinx, I think. So we will have our Netaru with us to protect us. And I just wanted to say one more thing before I close, and I thank you for joining me in this. As we connect with the earth as in her ascension, I have been told that she has been given another name, her true name. Not really another name, but her true name, rather than Gaia or Sophia, is Maravati. Maravati. Mavati is the trinity of the divine feminine, and Ra, of course, is the masculine, solar father of manifestation, form, and function. So he needs to do the tango with old mama here. So Maravati. Later we'll do a little meditation with that mantra, and blessings to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us here today and clearing, cleansing, and healing. Thank you, thank you.